So if you've completed all the robberies in the new Chop Shop DLC, this video probably isn't going to help you much. However, if you've yet to complete this mission, or if you had to wait the crappy 1 week waiting time to be able to complete this mission again, well, you're in luck because there's some cool little tips and tricks you can use that'll make your experience far less stressful. If you're unfamiliar with the Chop Shop Robberies, they're pretty straightforward. There's a total of 3 what I would call mini heists you can perform that have you stealing vehicles. In the inaugural week, we were introduced to the Cargo Ship Robbery, which had us setting out to steal the BF Weevil. The setups for this mission are pretty straightforward and easy. I'm not going to dive into these so much as the actual finale, but I do want to point out that you don't need to perform any of the optional tasks. You can if you want, but they're going to take a little more time, and honestly, you'll be able to complete this mission just fine without them. Alright, so after going to the board and kicking off the finale, you'll be asked to head to the docks under the disguise of a Coast Guard. Now, before I get too deep into this, I do want to point out that you'll need both the Oppressor Mark II and the Sparrow helicopter, both of which can be accessed during this mission. So, as you're seeing here, you first want to head to the docks on your Mark II. As you approach the waypoint, which will be a couple of jet skis, there'll be some security guards lingering around. What I recommend is simply blowing them up with your Mark II. It'll save you some grief later on. So once you reach the jet skis, you'll need to climb aboard one of them in order for the cargo ship waypoint to appear. And here's the first tip. You just want to get on the jet ski and then get off again. Once the waypoint appears, you can get back on your Mark II and then use this to head to the ship. Now, as you'll see here shortly, the reason for this is you're going to use the weapons on your Mark II to destroy all the enemy helicopters. In order for them to spawn, you'll need to take out one of the patrol boats first. And yes, I do realize there's a sneaky approach method you can use in order to get to the captain. But for me, this method is far quicker and faster. So as you're seeing here, you can just fly around until all the helicopters are destroyed. I'm actually going a little above and beyond by taking out some enemies on the ship as well as the patrol boats. But you don't need to do this. Your main goal is destroying only the helicopters with the Mark II. Everything else is gravy. After destroying the helicopters, you're done with the Mark II. What you want to do next is head back to the docks to call your Sparrow. You're doing this for 2 reasons. Number 1, the Sparrow has tissue paper for armor, meaning if an enemy shoots at you or even throws a rock at you, you're going to explode and die. That's why you need to use the Mark II first to take out the helicopters. And number 2, the Oppressor only has a maximum of 20 rockets on board, whereas the Sparrow is unlimited. Chances are you're not going to kill all the enemies with just the Mark II. But if you do get lucky and are able to take out all the enemies, well, A, you're awesome, B, you're way better than me, and C, you won't need to come back to pick up the Sparrow anyway. For me though, I am not awesome. So after grabbing the Sparrow, I head back to destroy all the enemies that are left on the ship, including any patrol boats you may have missed. Now I do want to point out that if you do end up dying or your Sparrow gets destroyed, you automatically spawn back on the ship, even if you crash way back at the docks. To prove this point, you can see here that I'm not near the ship anymore, and if I aim for the docks and just blow myself up, bam, I'm automatically placed back on the cargo ship. This is another tip that can definitely save you some time if you're trying to find that difficult to locate, safe place to land, which is always a pain in the Sparrow. Okay, so that's pretty much it. Once you're back on the ship, you simply need to head to the bridge to find the captain. Only now, there's no enemies you need to struggle with, except when you get to the bridge, which, to be honest, isn't much of a struggle. After door slapping the one dude, you can take out the captain and then the other guard. From here, you need to search the captain for the codes and then use it on one of the display screens on the bridge. This will highlight all the different containers that may be hiding the Weevil. As soon as you begin hacking the terminal, an enemy Sea Sparrow will spawn and begin shooting. But don't worry, because the windows are bulletproof. Once you've located the containers, you can simply walk out and then use the wall as a shield to take out the helicopter. After this, it's simply a matter of locating the correct container. After finding the car, you'll need to place a signal flare on the outside in order for the golden bird to come and pick it up. Now, the mission isn't quite over yet. Once the flares are attached, you'll need to head to the front of the boat and climb aboard the provided Sea Sparrow. From here, you just need to follow the container to the mainland. There's going to be 3 waves of 3 helicopters that'll spawn. Taking them out is super easy. Just be very mindful of not shooting near the airlift and blowing the container up. This will obviously end the mission. So after following the airlift to the drop-off, you'll climb inside the Weevil and then drive it back to the Chop Shop. As is typical, there'll be enemy NPCs chasing you, but also typical, as long as you keep them behind you, you'll be fine and in no real danger. Now, what's funny here is that when you see the bonus screen, you're not going to receive 2 of the bonuses listed if you follow this method. The first is reaching the bridge undetected. Again, we went in guns a-blazing, so yeah, obviously. The second is, and I quote, no lives lost. Yeah, a small price to pay, I always say, for completing this mission a lot quicker and easier. Alright, so that's it, my friend. Thank you for watching. If you liked this video and want to help out, please subscribe, give a thumbs up, and let me know what you think. Have you completed the Cargo Ship Robbery yet? If so, did you go in undetected? Maybe have some additional tips and tricks you'd like to share? If so, drop a comment below and let everyone know. Until next time, be happy, be well, be safe, and like to be Maestro.